But we want to break into that interview to take you here live. This is the press conference happening for Charlotte Pride. You see CMPD there in the back. Charlotte Pride celebrating 25 years, but they're also talking about things you should know, including safety. Let's take a listen into what's being said right now.
So we still have pretty robust corporate support, although we have seen a decline. We also have seen an increase in individual giving, and I really think folks are going to be super motivated to come out because of that sort of political environment that we have going on. I think we're going to really fill this festival up, and none of our activations have been sacrificed in terms of the quality or what we're bringing. We're very excited about what this festival holds, despite that challenge.
Why the change in the festival?
Oh my gosh, so great question. So we have been in Uptown since 2011, so that's a long time, right? And we added the parade in 2013, which is going to be in its old familiar route and spot. But we really needed to move over here because we needed more room. We now bring in 250,000 people over the course of the weekend, and we wanted to have more vendors. We wanted to have more local vendors in addition to our corporate sponsors and our nonprofit organizations that support us. So we're going to have 20% more vendors. We're going to have a big neighborhood market, as Caroline mentioned, right behind me, with about 40 micro, small businesses and artists and artisans. So really excited for the way this has taken shape despite sort of the uphill climb that we've had.
I know it's important every year, of course,
right.
Pride is, but here recently we have seen bits and parts of the community under threat for various policies, state and federal. Can you just speak to the importance that it is to continue doing this specifically this year?
Yeah, it's really important. I mean, for us, as I mentioned, it's our 25th anniversary of doing Pride in Charlotte. So it's personally important to us as organizers, as the organization. But we know that our community is definitely under direct attack right now. Our marriages are being threatened potentially. Particularly our trans community is being attacked and being marginalized and sort of scapegoated for things. So we're very concerned about that right now. And I think it's super important for us to show up and be visible. Our mission is visibility. So being out here in this park, being in Uptown, and being huge in number, both people in the LGBTQIA community and their families and allies, it's so important for us to show up and be out here and guess what? Be joyful and celebrate who we are and be our authentic selves.
Speaking of visibility, every time CMPD is very visible out here.
Yeah.
Can someone speak to just the safety measures in place for the weekend ahead?
Hello, I'm Kevin Triola. I'm the lieutenant over the special events unit here at CMPD. We'll obviously have a very robust traffic plan as well as safety plan here for the festival footprint here. First Ward Park, we're very familiar with. We've done a lot of events here at this festival site, so we're very familiar with this area, and we will have a lot of officers on hand to make sure that this is a safe event for everyone.
What do you want to tell the community if they plan to bring their family out here, but are also apprehensive of just the environment and the threats that happen these days?
Yeah, sure. So like I said, we're going to have a lot of officers out here, so 100% they're going to feel safe here. If they have any questions or any concerns at all or any issues, please approach officers with any questions or issues that you have. They're here for your safety, and they're more than willing to help you get to where you need to go. If it's questions about directions or a good place to eat, just approach us and ask us. We'll be sure to help you out.
And then in terms of the number of officers, how many officers are you expecting to have on site?
We'll have plenty. We'll have plenty.
And with that being said, how does it change from the previous location to here? How do you have to adjust to that?
For us, like I said, we're so familiar with this site and the Tryon Street location that it doesn't change a whole lot for us. We're very familiar with what we need to do to close the streets down, safely staff this festival footprint, so yeah, it doesn't change a whole lot for us.
And there's a lot of street closure around here. How do you recommend people get in here? What's your recommendation?
So use your Waze apps or any of your Google Maps, whatever you prefer to use. You'll come downtown, you're going to start to notice that Brevard Street's going to be closed from 9th to 6th Street during festival setup and teardown. 7th Street will close tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. between the light rail tracks and Caldwell. You'll be able to access any of the parking garages and surface lots throughout the area. And again, if you come to a road closure and you need help, just roll the window down. The officer will help you get around that closure.
And could you spell your name for me, first and last name as well?
Correct. Kevin Triola, Last name spelling is Triola.
Question for Meredith.
Yes.
Just going back to the challenges that the community is facing, is this going to be a topic of discussion at all, with any of the exhibits or the speakers that are going to be speaking?
Yeah, so we're going to weave in, I think, our history into some of the Flourish activations. So we're going to be thinking about, Pride as a protest and the movement and how we need to carry that forward. So I think you're going to see that woven into the entertainment, the activations. We're going to have some advocacy from the main stage. So yes, that's definitely going to be on folks' minds and definitely be woven into the fabric of the festival.
In celebrating 25 years, what's changed the most for you over the past quarter century?
I mean, in my mind, as the event organizer, I think about the growth of the festival, right? Like, it's just exploded from, a few thousand people, right, in the beginning to now over 250,000. It has this huge impact, and everybody comes out to celebrate this. So that's changed a lot, and then we've added a lot of really cool activations. So that's evolved as well. But then in a way, it's familiar as it always has been, in that we're just showing up and celebrating who we are, and having our parade, and we're being present here in Uptown.
Could you introduce yourself?
Yes. Yeah, I'm Meredith Thompson, Meredith Thompson, Thompson.
And her pronouns?
She, her are my pronouns, and my title is Managing Director of Charlotte Pride.
Are there any plans for a possible protest or any anti-pride crowds?
Yeah, so protesters are always sort of a factor and a presence, I think, at any Pride Festival. What we repeatedly want to reiterate to folks is don't engage. Because if you engage with them and you start arguing or fighting with them or making fun of them or any of that kind of stuff, it just escalates things. And we don't want that to be our focus. We want to focus on having fun and enjoying the entertainment and the arts and everything that we're doing here. So that's the key, I think. And I think CMPD would probably reiterate that too, that we just don't want to engage with them or react.
And you're at the new location, you have more vendors, more activities going on. I'm just curious to know what type of atmosphere you're hoping to create.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be my vision is that it's going to be more relaxed, right? That people are going to hang out longer. They're not going to be fighting sort of the crowd to get from the community stage to the main stage, which was the dynamic we had in the previous location. There are going to be more vendors, there's going to be some grass. Folks could bring their lawn chairs and listen to the main stage music, which is going to be on that lot across Brevard. So I think, and I think we're going to have more families and a different crowd as well, because the park behind me is all tobacco-free and family-friendly. So that piece in the center is totally family-friendly. So I'm really excited to see sort of a different vibe, while still some of the same feel that we've had in the past.
If we get real with us here,
Yeah.
how exhausting has this been? I mean, it's no
So-
easy feat.
So it is totally exhausting every year. Last night we had our drag pageant at Chasers, and so we were coming off of that. As this thing grows, it gets bigger and bigger. But we're also used to it, right? Like you were talking to CMPD. We work so well with the city and all the different departments. So it's from an organizing, like, checklist perspective, everything feels somewhat familiar. But yeah, it has been really challenging moving the festival and putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. Just lots of extra conversations and discussions, but it's coming together really beautifully. So
We've had like 2 weeks of rain. I feel
Yeah,
like we live in
yeah.
Seattle, but we have a really good forecast, although
Right.
hot. What do you want people who may be first-timers coming in at how hot previous prides have been?
Yeah. So we were just talking about that a minute ago, how it feels like it's rained for a month, and I think people are going to be excited that now the sun's out. And at least as it feels now, it's always hot in August, but I'm hoping it's not going to be quite as hot as it has been some other years. And maybe with the grass, and we've got at least a few trees around here, I think we're going to find a little bit of a breeze and some shade. And we also have our indoor arts activation Flourish, so people can go in there and catch some AC on Saturday between 1 and 6. So the way it's looking right now, I'm optimistic about the weather and hoping everybody will get to come out and enjoy it even longer than they have been able to in the past.
You mentioned you had
Yeah.
challenges with funding and also
Yeah.
the trans communities and the
Yes.
Pride is something a lot of people look forward to and celebrating 25th year. What do you hope people take away from this weekend's event?
So I hope they get to come out here and feel seen and celebrated, and I hope that they see the power of the local queer community and ally community, and they see the vibrancy and the talent that we bring, whether it's music or spoken word or visual arts, and just even our corporate sponsors and their huge teams of folks. Look at the power of those folks and all that they contribute to their businesses and corporations. You know, there are going to be churches and places of worship out here, so I want folks to really feel seen, empowered, and ready to keep going and moving forward.
Can you talk about, after 25 years, the change in public sentiment that you've seen over the years in terms of improving and more supportive?
Yeah, and y'all can feel free to chime in too, those who have been around with Pride longer than I have. But, you know, we had this discussion the other day with a media outlet, you know, and a historian was speaking with us too. And, you know, it ebbs and flows. I think with any kind of social justice movement, you know, you see progress, and then you see like a pushback, and that's just sort of the nature of it. So while we live in extraordinary times right now, it doesn't feel too unfamiliar, right? But I think it's just kind of the way it is, and right now we're facing some upheaval and some attack and some targeting of our community, and so we just have to, you know, keep going. Keep fighting. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate that, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.